Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 hit games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description listing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 247. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. First up, Richard Ward has dug up WINGAMES/GG/WOWSPILL. For some reason with this one, I can't help but think this is going to be like some kind of like oil spill game, like, wow, we spilled some oil, or something like that. It's probably nothing like what it's going to be. And it's probably going to have nothing to do with World of Warcraft either, because that didn't come till like 10 years later. And we got a lot of doc files for some reason. Help file and the executable itself. Let's start with the README. So, WOWSPILL, World of Windows Software. Oh, okay, so WoW probably stands for World of Windows as opposed to World of Warcraft. Apparently copyright 93 by a Ben Pullen. It says, WOWSPILL is a Windows arcade strategy game where you race against the clock and water flow to connect random pieces of pipe from the water faucet to the drain. So, Pipe Dream. Got it. And then looking through the registration document here, it says that the registration fee is $15 US. And apparently the guy's out of Texas. Well, it was when he made this. Who knows where he is now? We see a lot of addresses on this show, and chances are, like, none of them are valid anymore. Because, you know, it's like, how many years now? 25 years since this stuff was made? Okay, so we know it's going to be Pipe Dream, so let's just run the executable here. Oh yeah, it even looks like Pipe Dream. So, got our little thing here, got the liquid going through, press any key or click, and here we go. Okay, so we got a fixed window size, got some buttons, time, level, score, spills. I guess this is the advanced that we're seeing, because in Pipe Dream you generally get to see sort of a list of what pieces you're about to get. Although I'm not sure, like, where this is in the list, like if this is the top, if this is like the next piece, or if this is the next one. You got an intro, which just brings that up. We got scores, which, oh, you can actually change the, hang on, maybe that's done somewhere else, like new game? Okay, so if we select a new game, we can actually change the board size. Okay. So 8x8, 10x8, and 15x10, which is pretty big. Oh wait, that's interesting. The game uses its own help system here. But it had a help file, didn't it? Like, we got, yeah, WOWSPILL.hlp. This is not a Windows help file. Okay then, that explains a few things. Because yeah, I was going, well, hit the help button here, but it brought up like this own special system, which clearly is not a Windows help file, but whatever. Okay, so apparently what you're supposed to do is you click go, and then it starts counting down, and you have that amount of time before it starts flowing from the faucet, which is this one here. Now we gotta get it to the drain. So, okay, so that's simple enough. You click on the piece at the bottom here. I assume you can't click, no, it has to be the one at the bottom. Okay, so I guess the trick is just play it like you would a Pipe Dream game. So, just connect all the pieces we can here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna worry about, can I actually replace? Okay, you can, but it actually takes a moment to do it, I guess. Okay, let's put that one out of the way. And then I'm guessing these are like bonus pieces because it has the extra thing there. And then once you're all connected up, you can actually click on the faucet, and that'll start it flowing at a high speed. Normally it would go slower than this, I think, because I still had some time left, but... Okay, so we do lose points for extra pieces that we didn't use, but we got a crossover there, and we got the bonuses, so current score is 690. Okay, so next level. And so with each level that we advance, we actually get less time to put pieces down before the water starts flowing, which I guess that makes sense. So yeah, so far this is playing pretty much as I would expect for a Pipe Dream type game. Although I'm not getting the pieces I want, which is also pretty typical when I'm playing these kinds of games. I kind of need a lower corner bend. I'm not getting it. Okay, there it is, but I gotta hurry up. There we go. Okay. So that should give me some points there. I'm gonna lose a lot of points for these pieces that I didn't use, but whatever. Okay, this time I've got quite the distance between the faucet and the drain, so this might be a little trickier, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to make an effort to get to that piece up there as well. So let's see if we can make this happen. Okay, I think this is going to work, but rapidly running out of time there. I still don't have everything I need in place. Now, I did notice that we've got these kind of like squiggly pieces, which help to slow things down, but actually I almost got this here. So put that one there, and then just add that one there, and I'm good. So click on the faucet to speed it up. No crossovers this time, but that's okay. And yeah, it's counting the spills up here, because from what I understand, if you get 3 spills in the same level, it's game over. So it's a little different from Pipe Dream, where 1 spill in Pipe Dream is a game over, so it's a little more lenient in that manner. I actually got a lot of points here, mostly because of those bonus pieces. So yeah, that was WOWSPILL, a Pipe Dream clone that actually plays okay. It's a little weird having bonus pieces show up in the roster of pieces that you're placing down, but, you know, it works. I guess for $15, it's not that bad. Like, the real Pipe Dream would actually have music to it and stuff like that, and some other graphical effects. Like, this isn't a perfect Pipe Dream clone, but it's not bad for Windows 3.1 software, that's for sure. Next up, we have a team dig from Joseph Adams and Christian Topnik. WINGAMES /OG/Magneto. Okay, taking bets on if this has anything to do with the X-Men or not. We got an executable and a readme. So what's the readme say? Magneto is a prototype game that I have developed as a proof of concept for animated games running under Windows 3.1. Being a prototype, I am distributing it as shareware. Here are the ground rules. 1. If you distribute Magneto, you must include this readme.write file. Well, that was followed by Softkey. Okay. 2. If you would like updates of Magneto, please send your name, address, small contribution of $10 to a Mark Thomas Clifton, apparently going by the business name The Pathmaker. And 3, if you would like to make a suggestion to the game, send your name, address, if I implement the suggestion, I'll put your name in the credits and you get a free update for your suggestion. This kind of stuff generally doesn't happen because, yeah, I was having trouble figuring out the right words to say, so I had to think about that for a moment. But yeah, normally for any kind of game developer, they generally don't accept submissions like for ideas or stuff to put into games or anything, or just game idea submissions in general, because then there's this sort of expectation that you're going to have to be compensated if they profit off of your idea to some degree. Like, some game developers will be okay with it so long as you actually say that you're completely disavowing all rights to your suggestion or anything, so that they don't have to worry about that. But most game developers will just be like, no, we're not even going to look at it because we don't want to be responsible for having to compensate people. So yeah. Okay, so it says here, Magneto is a non-violent arcade-style game in which you are a magnetic pole on a 2D frictionless playing surface. Also on this surface are other magnetic poles, fixed or moving. You move your pole by controlling its polarity. The center of the playing field is a transporter that advances you to the next level. The purpose of the game is to rack up as many points as possible by advancing to the next level before the timer expires. Doesn't really give me a good idea of how this is going to work, but okay, so apparently the way the controls work in this game is you have to have your mouse cursor in the main window area, but below the menu bar, and then the cursor position doesn't matter. It only matters which buttons you're pressing. You know, I always find it amusing in any kind of write or text file made in Windows 3.1 when the tabbing is off, because these files were written with the exact same fonts that are being used by default. So it's like, how does that even end up happening? Funny thing here, right at this end of this write file here, the guy mentions Tetris or Niet. I am very surprised that somebody from this particular point in time, who's like in the USA, right? He had a USA address? He had a USA address. I'm kind of surprised somebody like in that position would actually know what this is at that point in time. Like, sure, anybody nowadays probably knows what Niet is. It's basically a hardcore Tetris game, but it would have been a very unusual thing to see someone playing this back in the 90s. Okay, let's actually play this thing. So, Magneto. Oh. Okay, that made it disappear. Oh, I guess we're already playing now. Well, that's interesting. The window started, like, almost maximized, but it's still technically not. Because I can do that. Okay, that's kind of weird. Anyways, we got an About screen. Apparently made in 93. Version 0.9. Oh, we don't have a new game option, just an exit option. Okay, so how do we play this? Okay, I see what's going on. So if I'm not pressing anything... Okay, so I can polarize it to make it... Huh. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the polarities to get it to bounce into that center there. I think this should do it. Yeah, there it goes. I don't know what these bars are for, because this one here is constantly counting down. I'm guessing this is like the bonus bar for like the points that I'll get, and the yellow bar is my energy. Because I use energy anytime I polarize my ball here. I think this one's just going to go in. Oh yeah. Okay, so I got 15 points for that. So I think this might go in. Or no, I want to... Whoop. That's not doing what I wanted it to. Well, that's interesting too, that there's an actual spherical bouncing angle for the ball. Like, that's kind of a hard thing to do properly. So this will probably... Yeah, I gave it kind of an angle there. Nope, I kind of screwed up that angle too much. It's weird because the polarity that you choose, like we've got these different polarized magnets here, so when you polarize your ball, it's responding to all of those magnets. And depending on their location and your range to them, it actually makes for some very unusual characteristics. Okay, I think that's going to go in now. Yep, there it went. Wait, what's going on now? That's not my ball there. So now one of the magnets is already moving on its own and changing polarity. That's going to make things very tricky to try and figure out here. So that was Magneto. There's not really too much to say about this one, but it is very unusual seeing the way the all the magnetism is working together with these polarities and such. Oh, I almost got it there. Yeah, definitely an interesting take on sort of a magnetic type game. Because usually when magnetism is put into a game, it's usually pretty simplistic, but this is actually pretty dynamic, all things considered. It's tricky to figure out, that's for sure. So I'm not sure really just how fun this game would be. It's interesting, I'll give it that. And our last take for today from Happy Kitty is WINGAMES/GG/WIZART. I'm guessing Wizard Art or Art Wizard or something like that. Where is it? WIZART. That is a lot of files. Okay. Well, it looks like some of these might have been install files. Because there's an install dot there. There's a WIZLZH, which suggests that that's probably like the entire program archived in there. And we do have a readme first. Let's try that again. WIZART, a fun graphic package that lets you create your very own one-of-a-kind screensavers. You'll have hours of fun. You need at least Windows 3.1. Now we got installation instructions here. Wait, it says here that the documentation is contained in wizart.txt. Oh, there is a wizart.txt. Okay. So WIZART's a fun program that creates designs easily, showcase your creations as screensavers, and apparently part of the ASP here. Got a description of the different executables included, or not, well, different files included. I said executables just because of the fact that I saw the DLL, so I'm in the screensaver, so I'm thinking executables, and plus it says it right there. But most of these look to be like sample files, shape files, and format files, whatever those are. So this is mostly just talking about different sort of tools you can use for creating these screensavers. Like, I'm not entirely certain how this is going to work, because this seems like kind of like a mix between an art program and an animation program, but at a very basic level. Just reading through these things here. I could be wrong about that. And apparently this is $20 software, not including the shipping and handling. And apparently made by an Achieve, whoever they were. So, I guess we could just try running it here. So, where is it? WIZART. WIZART 1.0. Registered. Okay, yeah, so this immediately looks like a sort of graphics program. So, quick start instructions. Click on draw 3 times. Click on the template button to activate it. Now use the scroll bar below. Okay, so it's basically giving us a quick start on how to immediately do something. So if I click draw... Well, that's interesting. So it's currently in like a sort of Spirograph mode right now. And then click on the template button to activate it. Now use the scroll bar below. Okay, so that can change to adjust it. So if we wanted to do like another spiral here, we can like change the pen color and change the size of the gear. And now if we do the draw... Okay, so we're basically doing spirographs right now. Oh, we can actually move the hole in the gear as well. We can even put it outside of the actual gear. That would result in some wacky stuff. So let's make the gear 0.5. Let's put the hole right near the edge. And then the curve, or how many sides we want. Let's just do 100. Turn rate, template. Okay. So yeah, it's a little less exact than I would like. Like, I remember this sort of Spirograph toy that I had as a kid. I was never really good at using it, but the thing that I remember about it is that it had a whole lot of presets to it, so that you didn't get this kind of mess, so that you would actually get like proper Spirographs and stuff. Whereas here, you've got so many potentials for sizes and everything that it's kind of difficult to get it good. But then there seems to be these format files here. So like if I just pick one, I'm going to hit new here. So I'm guessing that these are like presets. So if I actually was to draw this one, oh wow. Okay, the only trouble is that one is a little too big for the page here. Can I actually like change the page size? Okay, so the image size is set based on width and height. So I guess we'll do, just to make sure we're filling the screen a bit better, we'll do 7 by 6. Okay. And so if we actually go new, and then draw it now, okay, we can see it a bit better there. And then this one here is from the circles format file there. So this is a more typical Spirograph that you might think about, because it has basically just these sort of these circular rings going on that create this sort of torus shape. Tauros? Tauros is a Pokemon. Well, at least the presets have some interesting patterns to them. We got another one here called Nature. Nature looks... Would you like to retain your current selections of custom shapes? No. So... Oh wait, how the heck did it do that? It plopped down little leaves instead of actual drawing lines. What? Okay, so you can actually set custom things to draw as opposed to just points and lines. Okay. I guess the $1,000,000 question I have here is, how does any of this relate to screensavers? Like, there's this design run here. Press test to begin the WIZART test run. When running, press any key to return. So if I go test, like, that's not a screensaver. Although I imagine if you were drawing something a lot more complicated, maybe it could be if it was just putting it in different spots. Also, it didn't fill the entire screen, so that kind of doesn't help. So yeah, that was WIZART. It's basically a Spirograph program, but it's actually pretty competent. Like, it has a lot of features to it and a lot of presets to get you started, but it would definitely take a bit of practice to really get it to work right, just because of how much variety you have in terms of defining everything. Like, the presets are nice, but you definitely would need to play with this quite a lot to get anything more interesting and more, well, not interesting, to get anything more unique to your own like creative vision, as a sense. Because as it stands, like, you do have these presets, but like, I mean, just to give you an example, if I take like this one right here, which I don't know what this is going to do. Okay, so this did this, right? But let's say if I modified this slightly, like if I say decide to make it yellow and I make the gear just slightly bigger, yeah, this is going to look very different. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how much effort it takes to make this produce anything that looks like what you want it to look like. So again, it's another interesting program that actually has a lot of potential to it. And they're charging $20 for it, which, you know, all things considered, that's a fair price for how powerful this program can be. It's just, there's a steep learning curve here to get it to do what you want it to do.